ahead.
Oh, well, then just start right now. It's fine.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is Richie DeMarco, and that was Denise Butchko you heard for constructingyourbrand.com. And today we are going to discuss the misery that is organizing your photos. What's going on, Denise?
Well, this topic came up because it comes up. People need to redo their websites or they're trying to get some social media posts, and we're running all over with our phones, taking zillions of pictures, and then we don't do anything with them. So you fit this shoe, don't you?
Oh, for sure. When we were speaking about this before, I told you I just buy a new computer and start over because it's really no, it's so bad. And I don't build closets, right? So I don't have a ton of closet photos, but even just on the little graphics I make for my social media posts, or even if on a personal level, like pictures of the kids. I've got pictures of the kids, and what I do is every time I get a new computer, I just continue to put it on another USB drive. So I have a folder that says, a laptop 2002, and I have a date for that folder, and all the photos from those pictures that were on that laptop are in that, on that USB drive. So I have these photos duplicated all over the place. It's ridiculous, and yeah, it's a very painful thing. It's very,
It
very
is a
painful.
painful thing. It is. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect at it, but here's the advice, or the sort of tip that we want to give people, is to start somewhere. So you have all these pictures, and I have all these pictures, and I go. So for one, now I'm pretty neurotic about the habit of when I go to a job site, I can categorize them quickly so that it doesn't build up, even if there's a few sunset pictures thrown in with the closet pictures. Oh, well, stuff happens. But what I suggest, my recommendation is, and you see if you can poke any holes in this, is to create a folder and at least start pulling some of your favorites. You got to schedule a time. I don't care if it's just 30 minutes, so that you start to do that. Start to get the best pictures that you're going to need, because you can't rebuild or redo or update your website. You can't really be very organized about social media posts. You can't manage people to tell them to go do your social media if your photos are on your USB drive from 2002, Richie DeMarco.
So I have a question for you, Denise. So then,
Okay.
because when you take the pictures with your camera or your phone, it's image 1 2 3 4 7 8 9 26, right? So it's this long number. So do you rename them by the customer's name or by the type of job? How do you, so that when you go back to it 6 months later, you have some idea of what it was?
I use the name of the client name, and because that's the easiest for me to remember. And then, so those might all get dumped into that folder, Carol Smith. And from there, then when I'm looking to either write an email about it, a blog post, or let's say I'm pulling together for my next fabulous book, I will pick the best ones and give them more identifiers. Now, I do understand that in Google Photos, you can even be more organized than that, which I'm not. I wish I was. I wish someone would do that for me.
I totally get it. I mean, I do the same thing with, I do it by date, actually. I've started doing it by date.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know if that's any better or worse, but like you said, I think it is something that you need to put time aside for, 30 minutes a week or whatever, and try and not turn into some big mountain as it is right now. If you looked at my computer, I have photos in the downloads photo, in the pictures photo. I have folders all over the place. And every time I need to look for something to post, it takes me, it's easier for me to go find a new photo or cut and paste it and crop it and bring it down again than for me to spend time looking for what I've already done.
Which is a pain.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And another thing is, if you have photos that you need some Photoshop help with, so maybe say you're going to send them to somebody, freelancer or something. I have some folders where I've organized them by that also. So it's walk-in closets that have been Photoshopped. So at least I know when I'm grabbing those that they're not the ones where you can see that the carpet's still covered with the saran layer stuff, or you see it in the mirror or something like that. But it really is that's the point that I think we're just trying to drive home, is now schedule, little by little by little. If you don't do it, I have a colleague who broke her arm so that she would update her website. And then she spent so many hours that her hand was cramped from trying to find all the photos, organize them, because she had to give them to the person who was doing her website.
Yeah, and this is one of those things, Denise, that if you stay on top of it, your administrative assistant or somebody in your company can sort these on a regular basis, as long as it's while the job is getting done. Like you said, if it's just putting photos in Miss Carol Smith, then there's no reason why somebody sitting in your office can't do it. It's not something that you have to actually spend your
Right.
time doing.
Give them your phone.
Right. Right.
When you come back, and or access to, if you're using Google, or that, so that becomes part of the job. That's definitely something to delegate. It's hugely valuable. Anybody in this woodworking, closets industry, kitchen, bath, it's the gold is in the visual. It's in the work that you do. And then if it's just all out there and you have no idea how to find it, well, what good is that?
Right. And one last thing is, you can actually set up your phone, I believe, no matter which phone you're using, to automatically back up to Google.
Yes.
So, it's one less step. So you don't even need to give the phone. If you give your people access to your Google pictures, they can download it, and away you go.
For sure. I actually do that, so that anytime I'm taking pictures, they are backed up on Google, and then I can go through, and at least that way they come in by date so that I can remember the project. But I sure would not want to be remembering a project from 5 years ago by the date.
I'm lucky. I remember when my kids were doing it 5 years ago.
You'll get less and less effective at that
It,
as you
it,
age.
it, All right. On that note, I guess this is Richie DeMarco and Denise Butchko for constructingyourbrand.com. That's organizing your pictures. Take some time, get started. This is a really easy action item that will save you time and energy when you're, like Denise said, updating your website, posting to social media, or having somebody do your social media.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, and get those questions submitted. Without your questions, it gets tougher and tougher for us to come up what to talk to you about. So please send those questions in. Thanks so much.